Well, here in Kansas City, we think we know a thing or two about animation, but the world of fantasy for Jim Henson in Labyrinth, as well as many other projects, it isn't animation anymore. This day and age seems to pursue the live action, the real figures. Could you talk about that shift over the years?
Well, it's interesting. I think some of the things that we're doing in films these days, people are using puppetry where, just maybe 10 years ago, they would have done the same effects in stop motion. But I think it's just the technology has been progressing. I like what puppetry can do because it's you're working in real time and you're working with a sense of performance, which I think is very difficult to do in an animated form.
Are you saying that the fantasy is almost more real?
Well, it's a different thing.
Kind of a paradox, isn't it?
Yeah. I think with films we're working in a kind of reality. For people to believe a film, you have to come very close to real life. So we try to work with a kind of performance that's as lifelike as possible. We build these characters with incredible detail so that you can take close-ups of them and they would be believable.
Now, I've talked to a number of Disney's animators, and they're all really quite a bunch of characters. They regard themselves as actors, and they take on the roles. Do the operators of the puppets see themselves in a similar way?
Yes, I think so, sure. It's a different kind of thing, because we're performing with just a part of our body, mostly our hands, and but as a puppeteer, you have to learn to focus your whole performance through your hand, and some people have this ability a lot more than others, and it's a skill that takes quite a while to learn.
And as you talk, your right hand is poised, ready for Kermit.
Yes, this is the naked Kermit over here.
We have never seen Kermit in that state.
I know. I'm going to leave. Excuse me, I'm not here. This is not my medium. You see, I'm not even in this movie. You see, sorry about that. Bye-bye.
You slip into it so naturally, don't you?
Well, he's been around a long time.
Yeah.
He's always nearly there, yes.
Is the hand and the shoulder even maybe a little bit more developed than the rest of your body?
Well, yes. And if I ever have a coat tailored, they tell me that I have one shoulder that's slightly higher than the other, and that's from doing this for a great many years. Yes.
If people say that in many ways Jim Henson is today's Walt Disney, do you resist the comparison, and if so, why?
Yes, I do. Because I think Disney was a very unique individual, and I love what he did. I'm a major admirer of his work. The big fantasy films, animated films that he did over the years were certainly an influence on me. So I'm not trying to walk in his footsteps at all.
Let's turn that on its head, though, in that your work has been seen by many of the viewers looking at you now when they were younger, especially on Sesame Street. Do you ever feel that sense of, good heavens, I've helped shape a whole generation?
Well, I think when you're working with the age audience of Sesame Street, which is basically preschoolers, anywhere from 3 to 5, 6, 7, and we've been doing that for nearly 18, 19 years now. You develop a sense of responsibility for your audience, and I think we're aware of the influence and what that responsibility means, and so from my standpoint, as a person who just works in television, I feel that we have to really be careful what we do and to try to do the kind of thing that you want out there to be seen by your kids and to be sort of shaping kids' minds. It's not like a television show will change a person's mind or make them into something different, but it's an influence, and I think as creators of this influence, I think there's a lot of responsibility that the networks have, that the motion picture companies have.
What about the officials, the guardians, as it were, the makers of children's television? Have they continued to seek you out for advice, maybe, if not actual production work?
Well, a little bit, certainly, to a certain extent. I don't feel I'm an expert in this. I have not studied psychology or sociology or any of those things. Most of my own gut feelings come a lot just from being a parent. You know, I've had 5 kids, and but I don't feel I'm an expert in this. We do go to experts periodically with some of our programming, and we try to bring in a panel of people and bounce ideas off of them and show them some of the stuff that we're doing.
You don't seem to be slowing down. Labyrinth is by far the biggest project I've seen from you. True enough?
It's probably it's one of the biggest things we've tried to do, and one of the most fun for me. I had a terrific time doing it. And it went quite remarkably smoothly with no major hitches, and it's been a lot of fun all the way.
I'm wondering at the same time if we could have a hint as to whether or not Kermit and Miss Piggy will be left at the altar or if they will be permitted to start a family of their own, which is always a mind-boggling idea anyway.
It is. That's a frightening idea. I don't think, see, Kermit and I don't think that he's married, you see. Piggy and Frank, I think feel differently, but you know, as far as Kermit is concerned, he made a movie, and he was an actor in that movie, and he played the part of someone who married Miss Piggy. But
I see.
We'll wait and see.
Interesting.
Wait until we get into another Muppet movie, and we'll see what happens then.
Now, I'm going to waive closing this out because I'd love to have Kermit come back for a final farewell. I'm with KCTV 5 in Kansas City, and could Kermit maybe say goodbye from Dallas?
This is Kermit the Frog saying goodbye from Dallas.